green, weather is green. The final seconds of countdown.
T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff of Falcon 9. Go SpaceX, go Sentinel 6B.
Sentinel 6B rising, extending nearly 4 decades of the precise sea level record from space.
Falcon 9 booster is currently firing all 9 of those Merlin engines at 190,000 pounds of thrust per engine, and we can hear it, and soon we're going to feel that in our chest. So exciting. After about 50 seconds, those engines will begin throttling down to slow down the vehicle to prepare for max Q. Think of it as kind of like a low-key fire. Max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure, is when Falcon 9 will feel the largest structural load of the vehicle that it's going to see during its entire boost phase of flight. Slowing down the vehicle just means that Falcon 9 is going to experience a less load.
Now traveling faster than the speed of
Max
sound,
Q.
Preparing for max Q. Now we have a few events coming up in quick succession, starting with main engine cutoff, or MECO. That's when SpaceX will shut down all of its 9 engines on the first stage.
Shortly after MECO, stage 2 will separate from the inner stage in the booster, and then the second stage is going to continue on, igniting the Merlin vacuum engine. We're going to hear the call out for that second engine start 1, or SES1. That burn should last just under 6 minutes.
A lot of clouds in the area, so our ground shots not able to pick up that traditional flight into the night sky, but we are looking right down the barrel of the first stage with the onboard camera. Again, the clouds not enough to stop launch, but certainly from a low pressure system in the area.
Main engine cutoff.
Standing by for main engine cutoff.
Stage separation confirmed. MVAC ignition. Stage 1 boost back startup.
That was a beautiful light up of the second stage, and you're looking now getting ready for the fairings to come off. That's our next big milestone. And there go the fairings. You see now Sentinel 6 exposed to the elements of space. Now soaring towards orbit, another step complete in our ongoing effort to understand Earth's heartbeat through its oceans.
Back shutdown.
We're 50 seconds into the second stage first burn. And now the first stage booster basically hitting the brakes by firing 3 of its 9 engines to reverse course and head back down towards the landing zone.
This burn that we're seeing here of the second stage Merlin vacuum engine will last just under 6 minutes. This will take Sentinel 6B to its parking orbit. That's going to be followed by a 45-minute coast, where we're just going to allow and rely on orbital mechanics and physics to take the spacecraft the majority of the rest of the way. This is the exact same flight design and trajectory that we flew back in 2020 on Sentinel-6 Michael Freilich.
Today's first stage booster heading back down to the landing zone, which was formerly the Space Launch Complex 4 West. It's just about a quarter of a mile from the launch pad. So if you're in the area, you will expect to hear the double sonic boom once it breaks the sound barrier on the way back down. We have 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this first burn. We're at T plus 6 minutes and 15 seconds into flight. First stage entry burn, just a minute away. The Falcon Stage 2 rocket and the Sentinel-6B now racing southward across the Pacific Ocean, just off the coast of Baja California, Mexico. A few seconds away now from the first stage entry burn.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there we have it. That first stage entry burn has just begun. That landing burn,
Stage 2 is
it's
in
going to
terminal
last about
guidance.
25 seconds. That burn just helps reduce the speed of the vehicle to ensure a softer touchdown of the booster. Falcon 9 is using a few of the Merlin engines and 4 grid fins to help guide and orient the booster on its way down.
Stage 1 entry
These
burn
4 grid
shutdown.
fins are out. And the burn is complete.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
It's awfully dark out there, so we don't have a lot of illumination. But when they do light those burns, we get a good view. So look at our ground track.
MVAC shutdown.
And we should be coming up on the end
Nominal
of our
orbit
burn.
insertion.
There you heard
Stage
it.
1 transonic. Stage 1 FTS is saved. Stage 1 landing burn.
A good first burn. Now here comes the booster. Back down on land. We just heard a big sonic boom here in the broadcast booth. The landing pad coming into view, 4
Stage
landing
one
legs
landing.
extended. And there you heard it. The booster, its job complete, back on land, and ready for another flight.
My goodness, Daryl, that never gets old.
That was really loud. That was pretty awesome. We hear cheers from the folks at the Mission Director Center who all ran outside to try and get a glimpse of the rocket. They may not have seen it, but they certainly heard it, felt it, and they definitely heard and felt that sonic boom for the first stage coming back down. So now the second stage, you're looking at the Sentinel-6B riding on top of the second stage, will coast for about 44 minutes. And then we'll go to a second burn of that MVAC-D engine, only about 11 seconds or so. And that'll be followed by a big moment, the separation of the Sentinel-6B from the second stage rocket. How you feeling so far, Nikki?
Oh, man, I feel great. This is incredible. I'm just so honored and humbled to be here, be a part of this rich and long history. Very cool moment. Like I said, it just never gets old, feeling and hearing those sonic booms, hearing our partners run outside and cheer for that incredible moment.
And there's plenty of work to go. As we continue, we will monitor the progress of the coast phase and bring you some videos to tell you a little bit about Sentinel-6B and its mission. We hope you stick around. And then ultimately, that deployment about 42 minutes from now. You're watching live coverage of Sentinel-6B. This is the Mission Director Center at the Vandenberg Space Force Base. We just saw Karen St. Germain, who's in charge of our Science Mission Directorate here at NASA, hand out a few hugs to the team there. And there in the back of the room, coming back from the view outside, Nadia Venegrova Schiffer, our Sentinel-6 program scientist, there in the back of the room. Great anticipation as we now march towards the second burn and separation. This is the Mission Director Center at the Vandenberg Space Force Base. Sentinel-6B will sharpen Earth and ocean forecasts and even improve how NASA plans safe re-entries for astronauts returning from the moon. And as NASA prepares for those future crews, let's get you caught up on Artemis 2, a crewed test flight around the moon, now just months away.
Just last month, crews with NASA's Exploration Ground System program lifted the Orion spacecraft on top of the fully stacked SLS, or Space Launch Systems rocket. You can see it is now a fully integrated moon rocket as it sits inside the vehicle assembly building at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Teams will perform tests on Orion and SLS with the ground equipment before it is rolled out to Launch Complex 39B for launch. Orion is set to take NASA astronauts Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen around the moon and back during the 10-day Artemis 2 test flight. This mission will ensure Orion is ready to fly with astronauts on board and for future Artemis missions to the moon's surface and beyond. That's your Artemis Moon Minute.
With the Artemis 2 mission and its test flight around the moon. But right now we are focused on Sentinel-6B, currently in a coast phase. To recap for you, we launched at 9:21:42 seconds Pacific Standard Time from the Vandenberg Space Force Base here along the central coast of California. We have been flying for 16 minutes. We had a good first burn of the first booster, and then the second stage had a good first burn and good orbital insertion. And so now there'll be some modification of how Sentinel-6B is oriented with regards to flying through space. And Nikki Russell, our vehicle systems engineer with Launch Services Program, and our co-commentator for this evening. It's interesting, there's an instrument on board Sentinel-6B, the Advanced Microwave Radiometer, that has to have special care taken with regards to how much sun exposure it can have. Explain that.
So part of flight design and trajectory is spacecraft requirements. That's an input into those analyses. So as you just mentioned, this AMR, Advanced Microwave Radiometer, which is a NASA-provided microwave radiometer that measures path delay due to atmospheric water vapor along the altimeter path. It has some sensitivities. It's sensitive to solar exposure through its aperture, so as a result, Sentinel-6B must separate in an